Hi, my name's Jason. It's week 5, day 32 of my full-time chronic pain rehabilitation journey. Today I'm going to talk about natural affirmations, specifically about why they are natural. Most people, when they affirm something to themselves, they have a little saying they say, they think it feels unnatural, and I'm going to challenge that assumption. Really quick though, I'm going to go with a status update. The day started out really slow. I got poor sleep. My sleeping heart rate was only 32% below my daytime resting heart rate, which means my heart rate was higher for the remaining 70+% of the night than it was during the day when I was walking around. That means I had very restless sleep. When I was swimming in the pool, it felt like I was a dying fish. I had no energy whatsoever. However, I ended strong. I did everything I was supposed to do today. My trainer pushed me harder than usual, and I complied. I think I might have hit a boundary or some kind of a barrier here that's going to give me some feedback. We may have to back off a bit, but that's okay. I want to push my limits a little bit while I can. I'm off work. That's the whole point. And I started cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT therapy today. So I have 2 groups going on now. I have my chronic pain coping group on Tuesdays and my CBT group on Thursdays. Couple that with my Spravato treatments on Monday and Wednesday and my 6-hour workout routine every day. This is a full-time job. I am literally full-time now all the time. And I had a really interesting conversation. So I've been in contact with a professional recruiter for some time now. She reached out to me and I decided to share what I was doing and all the details. And it turns out that her husband struggles with some chronic pain issues. And so I was able to send her the calling card of my personal trainer. Who knows? Maybe it'll help him. But again, I wasn't hiding. That was the theme of yesterday's vlog. It was to indicate that I'm no longer hiding. And true to form, I shared with her what was going on with me. Before, I probably would have tried to maintain some kind of false pretense and pretend I was somebody who had it all together. Didn't do that today, but I'm someone trying to get it together, and that can be impressive too. All right, let's move on to tips. So today's tip is around sleep hygiene and realizing the importance of routine. So one of the reasons I think my sleep was so poor last night, one, I stayed up to help a friend who was going through some trouble, so I went to bed later than usual. But the thing I didn't do that usually demarcates when I start sleeping is meditate. So I didn't meditate before I went to sleep. I think that had something to do with the fact that I didn't settle down fast enough and my sleep was restless. So I'm learning, it's kind of funny, I'm learning a lot of lessons just from my 4-year-old daughter. And the way we put her to bed every night, there's a routine to it. There are all these clues that are cluing her mind into the fact that it's bedtime and she needs to go to sleep now and do something other than what she does during the day. That's something we've been really good about as parents. We've taught our kids to go to bed, and they're just good at it. And I want to be good at it like her. I'm learning from what I've done to her what I need to do for me. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so don't skip your bedtime routine. And if you don't have one, you need one. And I would suggest adding meditation right before you go down. It clears the mind and lowers your heart rate. For me, at least by 20 beats per minute every time I do it. So it's a good practice. All right, so I'm introducing one new segment in today's vlog that I didn't have yesterday. So I'm not reshooting these. So however they turn out, they turn out. That was the takeaway from my vlog yesterday. So I don't hide anymore. And that means if I make mistakes, I just keep going. But I do allow myself a retake, which is essentially to talk about something I talked about in the last vlog that I felt like didn't come across as clearly as it needed to. And the thing that I wanted to talk about was the revelation I had while I was on not spartamine. That's the wrong. Spartamine. I'm thinking like some kind of what do they call it? Sweetener, right? Cancer-causing sweeteners. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the revelation I had while I was on Spravato, which is the psychedelic that I took on Monday and Wednesday. And the second time I took it on Wednesday, I realized that I hide part of myself. And I didn't make that clear that this companion that I had during my journey, the one that was critiquing everything I was saying while I was recording my journey, is a part of me that's just really self-critical. And I think he's trying to protect and hide a vulnerable Jason, the Jason that's afraid to come out and play and make mistakes and be seen as human and less than perfect. So what I didn't really tie up was the idea that that thing is hiding me. And so I want to get rid of it. Actually, not get rid of it, reintegrate it into myself so that I'm less self-critical and critical of myself when it actually matters, not when I'm just having a conversation on a video blog with somebody. Why would that matter? It doesn't matter. So I'm turning him off and only using him on rare occasions when I think it's appropriate. Okay. Moving on from the retake. Back to the topic I talked about originally, natural affirmations. So how do I know they're natural? It's actually natural to say things about yourself that might not quite be true yet. How do I know this? My daughter Eden, who's almost 4, walks around all the time saying things about herself that she wants to be true and that could possibly be true, but aren't true yet. And I call these affirmations. And I have a couple of examples of this. She constantly says, I'm strong. I'm strong. And she'll try to pick up my gym bag and carry it, and she struggles with it, and she'll carry it for a little while, and she'll be like, Dad, help me. But she starts out with this affirmation, I'm strong. And she's the kind of person who wants to do everything herself. And so she's constantly saying, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it myself. I can do it myself. And she kind of can't yet, right? But she's learning, and this affirmation allows her to realize the potential that's within her. And so I think affirmations are actually quite natural for human beings to make and to say. But for some reason, we've got this idea that it's just a bolt-on. It's not real. It's just wishful thinking. We're trying to make ourselves feel better, blah, 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 blah. I think those thoughts are the unnatural ones. The affirmations are actually quite natural. And I, again, picked this up from my daughter. Just watching how she behaves and interacts with the world is teaching me how to do the same. I'm learning from a child, and that's okay. If it works, I'm going with it. So I don't care if the affirmations aren't quite true yet. I think it's again, you have to say it first because the mind has to lead. Nothing happens without the mind leading everything else. So if you can't affirm it, you probably can't do it. And you may not be able to do it in the end, but will get a hell of a lot closer if you just affirm it up front. And so today I tried something in the cold tub at my recovery center that I've never done before. When I was sitting in there for 15 minutes, I repeated a list of affirmations. I'm going to share those affirmations with you. They're just things that popped into my head. I hadn't really prepared them ahead of time, but I'm like, if it works for Eden, it can work for me too over time. And my affirmations in the cold tub were these. I'm capable. I'm strong. I'm articulate. I'm calm. Don't feel particularly calm right now. I think I'm a little agitated, kind of tired, sleep deprived, talking a little too fast. But you know what? That's the Jason that I'm trying to put away. So who cares? That's today's blog. Take it or leave it. But the point is, I sat there and for 15 minutes, I chanted these things back to myself. And it's interesting. It had the exact same effect as meditating did. Meaning I was struggling today. So again, I was flopping around in the pool like an almost dead fish. I had no energy. I was just dragging myself from one thing to the next, and I was really having a hard time with the cold tub today. It felt colder, even though it wasn't, and my limbs felt like they were burning more. They probably weren't, and I felt like I was shaking more than normal. Probably wasn't, and I needed a way to grapple with this, and meditation wasn't working for me for some reason today. I was having a hard time staying focused on the jacuzzi bubble sound, and so I was focused on all the uncomfortable things that I was feeling. And I started chanting these mantras, I'm capable, I'm strong, I'm articulate, I'm calm, over and over and over again. And it had the exact same effect that a good meditation would have. And probably around the 7 or 8 minute mark, I could have stayed in there forever. I don't think there was any limit on how long I could have tolerated the cold. And it was an amazing experience. So if nothing more, it's a great alternative to meditation. I just happened to find out by accident. But I do believe that saying these things to myself over time will help me to realize this potential that I have. And so I'm going to go with it. Again, if it's good enough for my daughter, it's good enough for me. And my default position of thinking it's unnatural is just not true. Watch children. They do this naturally. It is part of being human to affirm good things about yourself, things that you want to be true. And that's how you actually realize them. So you have to do the work. You can't just say the sayings, you have to do the work, but affirming it, letting the mind lead, is the critically important part. All right. Fighting for your life means affirming what you want to become before you're that thing, before you realize your potential. So don't shy away from it. I'd like to find out from you what keeps you from affirming your potential and realizing it. Please share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe.